Kirshnik Kari Ball. Kirshnik Kari Ball. Kirshnik Kari Ball. Present and future, visible and invisible, for what we want to know. And we want to know, was he set up? Was he a sacrifice? Someone else, set him up to be a sacrifice? Or did he sell his soul to the devil, and this is his payoff time? And for what's hidden, and what's hidden behind darkness, and the God of the saints will reveal the answers to our questions. Here we go.
Amen.
There you go. All right. All right. First two coming out. Oh, shit. Well, we haven't seen that in a while. We haven't, but man, we've seen this recently not too long ago when we were going through some shit. But here we go again. And then in the crossing of that is the argument, the battle. Oh, man. So it talks about justice, and then it talks about, it says it's there's no justice in what happened, but then the devil pops up. And so the devil tells me that he owns his soul. And that's kind of what it's saying. So did he sell his soul? Ding, ding, ding. It talks about the Five of Wands, and it talks about the battle, the scuffle, the fight. And you can see it here. This is going to get really interesting really quick. It says, there is no discontent. When you start seeing my cards go really negative, it's because that person is no longer with us. And the way it's reading right now, it's reading toward you guys. So whatever's facing you is what's right side up. Whatever's facing me is upside down. And so you can see here that the devil owns him. That's why the devil's upside down with him. So that was his time. And then it says, and justice. And so justice is what he paid for, whatever deal he made. You get into a contract, justice comes, right? If you don't handle it, justice comes. And maybe he was supposed to be in the 27 club, and maybe he dragged it out to the 28. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
That's pretty close.
You never know. Here we go. It says in the past, it says this was coming to cut off his head. So this was something that either was already on the road or that was planned or something. It looks like could be a setup. We'll see. It said, it talks about being watched in everything he did, even in his love as far as music, stuff like that. So always being watched. And then it says, it's true what it says. It talks about money upside down. And then it says, but always good things coming. And then it talks about a girl or a woman. And then it talks about in the future, no more money. And so things are starting to go upside down here real quick. To the left, it says no more new beginnings. So that's already kind of indicating, of course, he's gone. And so when it says no new beginnings, this is usually a new beginning or a new birth, depending on the card it's with. Right now, it's upside down. It's saying no new beginnings. In other words, he's no longer here. It says now his life has been completed. In other words, he's done. And then it says in this world at least, which is really crazy. You saw me shuffle. Nothing was fixed here. And then across that it says left, not angry. So in other words, didn't even know what to expect, I think, at that moment. Let's see where the cards go here. This is interesting. First two, here we go. It says, and this is talking about justice, and it talks about the devil turning upside down on him. Here's my card. That's not a good feeling. Man, that's what I'm telling you. We gotta be careful what we read. It says, things incomplete. Talks about no destruction. It says, but slowly. It says it's about money. So this is another money issue. So I don't know. I really don't know how these guys had their whole record deals set up or how it was going, because Migos was really a group, right? So I don't know what percentages they got. And since Quavo was the uncle, who knows? But let me tell you this. Greed is a motherfucker, I'll tell you that. When you have money, it's never enough. But it's talking about there's money there. So there's my card in the middle of this, which I don't really like that I'm in there. But it's saying to you guys, there was some things that's incomplete. Like, everyone's even saying, why were they fighting over basketball? Like, really? Like, what the fuck? Like, why would you get that serious over some shit like that? And then over money. It says, no destruction, but slowly it was about the money. In other words, things didn't blow up until the very end. And here's the fight, which is really funny. That card comes up next. It talks about the argument, the fight. It says, a man who was upside down. So here's a guy who has money who was upside down. I'm assuming that's Quavo. It says, who didn't want to be brought down to his knees. Like, to him, it was humiliating to lose, kind of like, that whole machismo kind of shit. It says, and as they were leaving, it talks about right there, it says, for someone else, the sun didn't shine. So it's talking about TAKEOFF. So as they were getting ready to leave, whatever busted out, the sun doesn't shine anymore. Oh boy. It says, discontent. It says discontent, and then it talks about happy, upside down, no triumph, the past. These are things from the past. Like there was moments where he was happy, moments where he was in love. It says moments where he failed. It says, but all the things from the past are now delayed forever, which is really kind of sad. Really starting to get a headache. Talks about true love. And it says, for him, wasn't entirely about the money. It says it was about, feeling free, being able to do things that he wanted to do, no matter how foolish they were, make songs about whatever he wanted to make songs about. It said, and he didn't want that to ever end. That was something he never wanted to end. But he ran out of magic, ran out of time. It says, too late to return to love. In other words, too late to return back to the good side, which is really crazy. He basically ran out of time. I could have swore I saw the number on there. 10, 20. He's saying 10. 10 years. When did they start their music?
10 years ago.
There it is.
Right?
That's the deal. Didn't I say that? When we were talking about that, that's exactly what I said. I said, these deals are usually about 10 years. Because even when I do brujeria, it's either a fight, like you're trabajo, whatever.
They've been doing music from... Thanks.
Whatever when I do trabajo, sometimes I'll put them in the ground. They're good for about 5 years for protection. And then you got to kind of rejuvenate. Sometimes it's only 3 years, depending on what you're asking for. But that'll keep people from ever doing shit to you again. They'll wonder why they can't hurt you no more. That's crazy. And you see them, the shit that they're doing is falling on them. It's kind of hilarious. They'll stop eventually.
They said the dice game situation was nonsense.
Because all I know was that they were playing dice. Somebody was losing. But at the same time, Quavo was like arguing with somebody else over some basketball shit, which I don't even know why that would be such a big deal. It just seems kind of odd. Especially for someone who has money, who is, established already, is secure. You're going to argue over some basketball? This don't make no sense. You got too much.
And it was a private event.
And it was a private event. That's even weirder.
40 people.
40 people. Like, who shot him? Someone's going to pop up.
Why are you taking enemies?
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. I'm not 100% on it.
They said they were mediating an argument that happened before with another camp.
Huh. That's interesting. In other words, another entourage. Okay, but if they're mediating, why was suddenly they pull? They started fighting, obviously, and the mediation, it's never good to get in the middle. Trust me, I know. Okay, let's see what it says. It says it's true. In the future, it says it's true. It says there was a celebration. It says it turns to broken heart. It says no defense. So it needed to be, protected, defend, but didn't even know what was happening. It says, and there's no change now. It says no more problem. So that problem's been put away. Interesting what we're seeing though. Like I just don't see how that all. I don't know. I just don't see how that all works as far as the whole fight. It just doesn't seem like something you would pull a gun on. But then again, nowadays, who knows, right? Like we've seen shit for less. Talks about no money, some money, losing monies, whatever. It says not wanting to return money is something he couldn't match, he couldn't win. And then it says, and that brought the problems on his back. It says...
They said someone from Jazz Prince's camp shot him when they were about to leave.
But why? Why would they shoot him? Something must have been said or something must have happened.
We know why.
Well, I know why. I know why because of what I'm seeing in the cards. So to me, it just seems like... And the fact that he's standing right there, he gets shot, not Quavo, Doesn't make any sense when Quavo's the one.
And he took a lot of bullets.
Yeah, that fool like unloaded on him. So they wanted to make sure he was dead. Usually, like if you're in a scuffle, you might shoot once or twice and you're out.
They shot 10 times.
Yeah, that's some crazy ass shit.
4 of them were on him.
That is some crazy ass shit. But I appreciate you like chirping in, Jujubee. This is crazy, right? This is fucking crazy. Look, it's talking about
something is off. She said.
This is off. Yeah, it's crazy.
She thinks it's off too. Yeah, something's not right. And it says things are going to become very clear here real soon, but it's going to take a trickle because people are going to start to ask questions. Like we're asking questions. If we're asking questions, everybody else is fucking asking questions. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, with the whole situation. So she's on it too. It says there was good things that were coming for him. It says where there would be triumph. It says, but no longer able to see that or see the light of day. No more opportunities. Here we go. These went upside down. No more decisions to make. It says no more depression. Talks about a girl who was there. It says alone now. And then it talks about, was he with anybody? Did he have a girlfriend or anything? No? I don't know. It says no more
baby mamas, you don't know.
See how we said everything starts going into no, and then it starts talking about no more strength, alone. It talks about God. So he's, oh no, God, but he's tied up. Look at that. It says God, like God was there, but he's tied up, and that's unfortunate. Damn, that's cold. That's cold. Like,
you think God was there because of the deal he made?
He had a chance. I mean, before he died, he could have said, God forgive me for my sins, and maybe God would have been like, okay. I mean, he hadn't done anything really bad besides, well, selling your soul is pretty bad. But I'm just saying, like,
besides that, he was
everybody makes a mistake because they're tested. Yeah, it says no more money. It talks about no karma. See, because he wasn't really a bad person. It says patience though. For a woman. So where's his mom? Is his mom still alive?
They're all raised by one mother. Like the uncle, the cousin, all of them.
Okay,
all
but that's...
Let me find out.
That's what I'm asking. It says mom can't figure things out. And then it says, but he's at rest now. Kind of devastated her. But I don't know, man. Something just seems off. Really off. It says no new beginning. It says life complete in this world. So in other words, he's done here. Maybe because he sold his soul, he's not going to be able to come back. When you usually get a chance to go with God, you have a chance to come back. You know what I mean? You could say, I'll just do it over again. I already know I messed up. Like, I just want to do it over again. You weren't like killing people or doing shit like that, but you just couldn't figure out what your purpose was. You didn't figure out how to move forward. You just kind of got stuck. And so you're like, oh yeah, I'll just go back. You don't want to go to hell, so might as well come back and try it again. It says, no more relationships. It says he was left hanging. It says hardship. It says no more obstacles. It says no more fear of loss. And finally, the card where it says angry or not angry, because it was on the side, it says everything's been blocked now. No more lovers. No more women. It says just his family that's left. It says and an angry woman. So I don't know who that is. It also says there is a man with no more decisions to make, no more darkness. It says, and spiritually, it says he chose the wrong road. Ouch. It says a woman, death. It talks about it's a woman upside down, then it talks about death, and then it talks about healing or cleansing. So I don't know if some woman or something death. I would think that when you're a rapper or you have that kind of clout, I'm sure you get tangled with a lot of women. You know what I mean? And at some point, who knows what you tell them? Like, I'm gonna make you rich, baby. Like, whatever. I'll get you a spot on a video or some shit. And then the next thing you know, he doesn't keep his word and he bones her. Excuse my language. And he bones her. And so then the next thing you know, she's like, oh, I'm gonna get even with him. And we just never know, man. Some of these bitches are connected. You know what I mean?
He's been known to date Katy Perry, but it was never fully confirmed.
Katy Perry?
Yeah.
Well, that's a fucking...
She's another evil one.
Yeah, Katy Perry's dark.
TAKEOFF was Quavo's nephew. So that's his uncle.
And Offset is
Offset is their cousin. And Quavo's mom raised all three of them in the
Okay.
same house.
All
She
right.
was a hairdresser.
Well, something is not right. And what I'm going to say is that I think there was a deal made on both ends. I think that, one, of course, when you sell your soul, you really, whatever you decide or whatever you agree to, that's when you go. And there could be many different things, different times of death, different whatever pops up. And I also believe that there's this random thing where they can pick you, they pick people for the year, and those kind of people, oh, it's time to go. You got to pay your debt off. So I think there's some of that going on, but I also think that there was a setup. And just remember, guys, when you're dealing in the music industry, we're talking about a lot of money. And so we were just talking about that, how certain people don't have their masters, or they don't have this. But when someone passes away, that part of that money goes to whoever it's set up for, or it goes back to the two other artists that are left. There's just a lot of reasons for stuff to happen.
It says that Quavo is the CEO of Migos. I feel like he set him up to be.
You feel like that's kind of the feeling I get too, that he set him up. And he's the sacrifice. That's how it kind of all fits together.
Quavo, right?
I wonder, like, if you, because think about it, the devil always wants something bigger and better. So let's say you sell your soul, right? Your time's come up already, but before you're about to go, the devil's like, all right, it's time to go. And you're like, wait, I'll make you a better deal. What do you mean? I'll give you my nephew, and you give me more time than what I want. You're going to sacrifice now. Sacrifice. And I think I've seen it. I feel it. Like, those are the kind of things that go
That would
on.
make a lot of sense.
That industry is very corrupt. I think a lot of people, look how
A lot of evilness.
Look how many artists are being killed right now. And who's retaining the rights to their music? Because Pop Smoke had put out some good shit, and then he was just gone. Like, I heard 3 of his songs, then he was gone. And he was going to be big.
Within like the last 3 or 4 years, 40 rappers.
Yeah,
or like
you're right, yeah.
People have died.
That's a lot of rappers. Now being in the rap game, you get slain
That's a lot of
without them even knowing your name. You see what I'm saying?
That's a lot of blood sacrifice.